All right, so let's talk about what scalping really is, okay? Because I know some people are swing traders, intraday, where they hold their trades for maybe an hour or more. I typically don't like to do that. I like to be in my trades maybe 5 minutes or less, and hopefully it's less than that. Especially trading thinner markets that move a little bit quicker, like the NASDAQ, okay? The reason why is because the NASDAQ provides a lot of opportunities. Now, I trade also the ES, all right, which is the E-mini S&P 500. I like trading gold. And the strategy and how I actually trade, I talk about it on the videos here on this channel. It's pretty simplistic, nothing complex. I like to use top-down analysis, so I'm using multi-chart confluence to where I'll mark or draw up a supply or demand zone, okay, from a higher time frame or higher base chart, all right, like by 120. Again, I'm trading range charts. Then I'll scale down to, say, for example, like a 24 range chart here on the NASDAQ. Now, if I'm trading the ES, I use the 60 range and a 12 range, okay? So, you have to kind of find your own mid-ground as far as what charts work for you, because some people like to use, other charts, meaning like it could be, other style type charts like time or tick or volume. But what I'm really trying to say is they may want to choose lower and higher time frames that work for their own trading style or personality, right? For me, when I'm trading the NASDAQ, it's all about the 120 and the 24, okay? And then sometimes I look at the 60 range. But what I'm seeing taking place, for example, here, when I'm scalping futures and getting back to that, scalping is really where you are taking very short opportunities or trades within the market. When I say short, they could be 10 points, they could be 15 points, they could be 20 points, it could be 30 points or more. But it's where you're looking to get into a trade and not hold it through, let's say, till the end of the day for 2 and 3, 4 hours, for multiple days. That's swing trading. I don't do that. So I'm looking for quick little scalps of trading 1 to 2 setups a day and be done. Typically, I'm looking for like 20 to 25 points on the NASDAQ, and I'm done. Just imagine if you make or collect or into a trade to where you pick up 20 NASDAQ points. That's 80 ticks on the NASDAQ, okay? With one contract, that's $400. 2 contracts, that's $800, all right? Or if you pick up just a couple points more, then you can easily make up to $1,000 a day trading. Now, a lot of people, they have a goal of making, let's say, $500 a day. That's pretty simple to do on the NASDAQ, okay? If you are really honing in and looking at what is most important, and that's understanding structure and following price action as well. I talk about that here on videos here on the channel. Now, let me say this before I move forward. People always ask, do I have a Discord? Yes, there is a Discord. It is free to join. It's down. If you look down or scroll down into the description portion of the video, just kind of scroll down, you'll see a link there that says Discord. Click on it and it's free to join. Now, you can also receive lots of valuable information surrounding trades that I actually take, okay? You may be saying, what do you mean? Because people always ask me, how can they become an elite member here on the channel? That's where you receive the trade breakdown videos, the video playlist, a great video that I covered surrounding market structure. There are 2 different elite tiers. You can become an elite channel supporter, or you can gain or have access to the ultra elite supporter tier. Now, one's $6.99, the other is $14.99. Both of them have different perks, okay? They're different reward tiers in which you receive information, not say information, but loads of video content surrounding, again, tons of trade breakdown videos where I'm walking you through, okay? Where I'm walking you through trades that I take, and I break them down. So it's like as if you're sitting next to me and I'm walking through the setups. We're talking about structure. We're talking about the supply and demand areas or levels or zones I'm interested in taking trades from. Breaking them down so you can look for those similar setups when you're back testing and forward testing yourself. Not only that, so you grasp an understanding of what I'm looking at, but you also receive the video playlist. And again, like I said, a great video covering market structure if you just want to become a regular elite member for $6.99. Now you can become an ultra member. This is a new tier, which going forward, I'm going to be recording I'm going to be doing live recorded trading sessions, okay, where I'm recording my trading sessions, posting them, for those who want to gain access to them, as well as going back and doing market recaps. What is that? That's where I'm going, and I'm going to be breaking down, end of day trading session, what I, and looking from my perspective now, what's going on when it's surrounding the markets, okay? That I traded that day. So if it's the NASDAQ, I'm going to be looking at the NASDAQ, breaking down, doing a market recap in reference to structure, as well as any maybe potential opportunities in which I miss because I don't trade during the afternoon session. So I'll cover those as well. Again, this is all surrounding scalping futures. Now I'm going to show you right now before I get too far winded into this conversation. But if you want to join, the link is down in the description portion of the video to become an elite member, whether you choose to become an elite channel supporter, the regular tier, or become a ultra elite member for $14.99. Click the elite link down below. And once you click that link, then there's going to be, I say elite link, click the membership link down below. And once you click that, there are going to be a few tiers that pop up. You can either choose the $6.99 or the $14.99, depending on your liking and depending on what content that you want to receive. Okay. Again, if you want to become the ultra elite member, that's all inclusive. Everything from the first tier to the second tier, it rolls over to the third tier. Now, if you look here at the actual market today, okay, we were bullish coming out of Friday's trading session. All right. You can see it here. Highs, higher lows. We were breaking structure. We're channeling to the upside. Now, today, around about 7 o'clock, 7:15 this morning, the market went from a bullish, this was the high, to a bearish direction. What do I mean by that? Okay, well, we got the first lower high, okay, and then it makes a break of structure, breaking below here, pulls back, breaking more structure. So we went from bullish to channeling downside to the downside being bearish. Now, the market pulled back to this key area right here, which is an area of supply right here. I talked about this in the Discord today. I posted it and I said, hey, this is the valid supply area. I did think that they were going to come down here and maybe test this area here around about 7:39 after rejecting here. But they stopped at 806 or 807 and came down and filled back to the first imbalance or fair value gap area right around here at 20,675. I'm sorry, 765, let's see here, all the way down to 756 area. Okay, so if you call an opportunity going short off of this valid high probability supply zone, then this is an opportunity to scalp, to take a short from. Now, to all my beginner traders out there, I'm just looking for opportunities in where the market, I'll mark up my higher base chart first. Now, this is an opportunity where we are breaking structure lower. This was the last valid supply zone that the market pulled away from, and it's a high probability. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say high probability, there's a gap resting back at or imbalance resting back at the zone on the higher base chart. I did a video, I think, on Saturday covering imbalances in the market, how to basically draw them up or identify them when it comes to these valid high probability supply and demand zones. Watch that video because I draw out the actual gap, what I'm referring to, okay? So watch that. I think it was this past Saturday. What's today? Today's the 12th, so it was on the 10th. So if I'm looking at this opportunity here on my higher time frame chart, the 120, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw it off. I'm going to mark it off, right? Then I'll scale down and move down to a lower base chart like my 24 range chart to look for an opportunity, okay? So let's scale down now. Now, this is a trade that I took off that supply area. This big, large rectangle blue box is the 120 range supply zone, high probability. The market, as it's retracing back to it, I'm looking at price action on my 24 range chart. That's where we're at now. We're down to 24. I'm looking to see, are there any high probability 24 range supply zones resting on the inside of this larger 120 range supply zone? And there are, okay? Now, you have to understand you got to follow price action as the market's retracing back to the zone. Now, this was a area of supply resting right here in the 24 range, and it tapped into the 120 range supply zone, right? But right below us, we had a small area of what? Of demand resting right below. So I don't want to take a trade like that because this demand area represents and holds and can hold up as an area of support. So right below us, okay? So when the market started pushing higher, it tapped a valid supply zone resting here, okay? Back to the upside here, okay? So which means this supply area is untapped and the market hasn't tested it yet. Now, when it taps into that zone there, before that, so this is the zone right here. Let's mark it up. Whoops. On a rectangle. Right here, okay? High probability supply zone because we have an imbalance or gap resting back at the zone. So it taps into the 120. It first taps into this supply area on the 24, but we have this area demand below, so it pushes a little higher, taps this supply area here, And we have now multi-chart confluence. We have enough confluence to actually do what? To actually go short. Also, we have confluence with this 20,800 round number. So the market's reacting off of that as well. Now, when I'm looking for rejection, and I talk about when you see the market reject, you can either get in aggressive or conservative. But you can see the market went up, tested the area, pulled away from it, tested again without breaking above, and then started moving to the downside. This is rejection. That's enough rejection right there, pretty much a double tap or double test at this zone here to actually go short. All right. So once the market rejects off that area, again, you can get in here at 20,801 or 20,800 and look for an opportunity to go short. Now, when I'm looking at my higher base chart, I say, okay, so where can I take this trade back coming back down to? It's not guaranteed they're always going to come back down here and fill every, what am I trying to say? Gap coming back down to the downside. Okay. So you can look for the first area of, say, a fair value gap or imbalance to be filled coming back to the downside. In this case here, that's pretty much what they did. They came back down here close to the 750 area and filled this first fair value gap or imbalance resting here. All right, around the 20,666. So imagine getting to the trade. I took the trade right here at 20,802. I think I picked like 14 points on this trade here to the downside. I could have held it for more because the market actually rejected from basically at 807, 20,807 from this area here and came all the way down here to 20,766. Okay, 766. So that's like what, a 40-point move to the downside right there. Okay, you could, and I talk about capturing 20 points, okay? But I had already taken a few other small scalps earlier. So that was enough for me, to actually make for the day. I was fine, don't try to overdo it. But anyways, that's pretty much, what I look for when it comes to scalping, again, 20 points, a little bit more, give or take, depending on how much, room or where you can take the trade to. This is a great supply setup right here, and which looking for the rejection can take it back to the downside. But again, the market's going to do what it wants to. You guys always remember to be mindful of those half and round numbers because they can reject off of those areas. But yeah, and just to show you another example, this is from, say, for example, May the 8th. Supply area here. You can see the market, was bullish to the upside. We got a reversal situation going on right here. Low, first lower high. To the downside here, it's not taking out this area of this high right here. Breaking structure lower, pulling back. Nice break here. Aggressive area selling. Pull back to this high probability supply zone off the higher base chart. Okay, and then we just scale down and move down to the lower base chart. Looking for a quick scalp, right? So the market retraces back. You can see it. The bigger zone here, all right, is the 120 off the 120 range chart. All right, higher time frame. Market retraces back. Valid supply zone right here on the 24 range. Okay, rejection. You can get in aggressive here at the first candle close. Okay, or wait for more of a break and close below the last bullish candle to the upside, like right here. This is the conservative way at 20,115, breaking below this bullish candle. Or if you want to get aggressive on the first break after it taps into the supply zone right here at 20,118. Okay, looking at the higher base chart, and seeing what the market is doing, it's taking out structure as it moves lower. It took out, let's see here, it came down. Yeah, so be careful right here because the market's reacting off of this level right here when it got down there. So it pulled back. It bounced from this level here. Okay, now this is a low probability demand zone, but it reacted off of it, bounced back up to the supply zone, and then it came down and pushed lower. Okay, so I would take this trade here, at least come back down, testing the lows down here. But looking at your lower time frame chart, the 24 range, this is the supply zone resting right here, and you can comfortably take it back down. This is a valid area of demand right below, so maybe back down to this area here at 20,084. This is what I do scalping. So if you look at the pretty much how quick this would have actually taken place, 10:02 to 10:06, 5 points. You know what I mean? So I'm not looking to stay into a trade longer than 5 points. If so, and the market starts moving sideways, I'm gonna go ahead and exit it because I do not like to be in a trade when the market is moving sideways, and especially when I'm trying to looking for scalping opportunities. So this is a very, very good way to actually look for setups. Again, we're all from from a top-down analysis, looking at higher base zones, and then scaling down, looking for lower base zones. Okay, but that's pretty much it. Again, anyone who's interested in becoming an elite member, either a regular elite channel supporter or a ultra elite member, the link is down in the description portion of the video, right below the Discord link. Click on it, and you can choose either the second tier if you want to receive just the trade breakdowns, the video playlist, and the market structure video, or if you want everything inclusive, meaning all the perks and rewards, you can become an ultra elite member by selecting that tier there. All right. Now, if you are a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead and sub. Click the subscribe button right now. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you do not miss any of the uploaded content that I post here on the channel. And outside of that, that's pretty much it. If you could do me this biggest favor, it helps the algorithm out. Click the like button if you found value in today's video, or if you just find value overall in the channel. The content which I supply or make is really helping you out in your own personal trading. I really appreciate it if you just please click the like button. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. Take care. Have a safe trading day. See you in the next video.